Alright, hi, welcome to Teach Me MTG. My name is Matt, and I really enjoy playing Magic the Gathering, and I really enjoy drafting on Magic the Gathering online. And the fact of the matter is that I'm not very good at it, and so I'm putting together this series to allow me to draft online, put my drafts up like most draft videos, except the exception is that I am not trying to necessarily teach anyone, and instead I want your criticisms of my draft choices, my deck building, and my play. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start with one of the new player M15 drafts, the four-player new player draft. It's a little bit different. Having four players versus eight obviously has a decent effect on what cards you see and how many times things wheel and that kind of thing. But it's also a good free opportunity for me to get used to speaking while I draft, explaining my thought process, and just getting used to the nature of recording myself and the sense of kind of performance that comes with speaking to a public audience and putting myself out there. So I hope that you guys will enjoy this. I will definitely be interested in hearing your criticisms, and as we go, I'm going to explain my thoughts and try to reason out why I do the things I do. That's not to say, though, that my reasoning is correct, so I'm more than happy to hear feedback, and all I ask is that people try to keep it polite. I know exactly how the internet is. I'm not stupid. I just may not be very good at this. So I think this will be a lot of fun. Nice little social experiment for me, and I hope that you all enjoy watching and hopefully seeing me as I improve at Magic, and in the future, perhaps my videos are educational to another beginner who's kind of in the seat that I'm in right now. Alright, well, I appreciate you watching, and let's get started.
Okay, here we go with our first new player M15 draft. Excuse me. So as I said, I'm pretty new to drafting, and I'm looking around, and I mean, haunted plate mailers are rare, but I don't. Let me see. It's expensive to get down. It's expensive to equip. I mean, it's an interesting ability, but I'm not sure that that's a first pick. I could be wrong, but other than that, I don't see a ton. Shadowcloak Vampire is alright. Child of Night. In this Darksteel Citadel, if I already had it, like an insult artifact, I might think about it. I'm thinking, though, there's only two red cards. Maybe I could cut red or blue, possibly. Actually, this is a good white card, even though it's not a creature. I think I'm going to start there and see if I can't kind of try and take the white out here. Because I'm not really passing anything anybody wants in white. And actually, that may pay off with this Constricting Sliver. Let me see what else we have. Borderland Marauder is pretty good. Heliod's Pilgrim combines nicely with that card. Two decent reds here. And I'm guessing that my neighbor here is taking black, because there's Sign in Blood, which is good, but I don't see any other black. They definitely took the rare out of this pack. I'm going to go with Heliod's Pilgrim. I think this sliver might come around again. I see those go late sometimes. Although I'm going to have to pick up some real creatures here, probably sooner rather than later. So green doesn't look great here. Black again, only one card. Jace's Ingenuity is a pretty good card. Ingenuity. I can see taking that. Although with a double blue, it is kind of hard to take. I don't know here. Ephemeral Shield is okay. Mediation Puzzle, obviously, we don't want. I'm not really excited about a wall. Tyrant's Machine's okay, but I expect it'll come back too. I'm gonna go ahead and take this. Just get some decent cards in and start building around it. Oresco Swiftclaw is a good early beater. Hot Soup's nice. I think I'm going to stick with white and just keep seeing what's coming, but it looks like white-green maybe on the menu here. Yeah, Netcaster Spider is really good. What's missing from this? Yeah, again, nobody seems to have taken black, because the 2 black cards in here are good, or somewhat good anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and take Netcaster Spider and see how that goes. I'm gonna put this in the side for a minute. Although if we're gonna run white green, we're gonna be trying to get into like a Convoke deck probably. I haven't seen Siege Worm or Triplicate Spirits raise the alarm. So maybe this isn't the best pick. Alright, let's see. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look terrible actually. Elvish Mystic's good. Definitely. I've seen some people say this first pickable, but I'm seeing a lot of blue. Quickling is a good card. Encrust is great. Appeal for Reality is pretty good. I'm not the best at using it, but I don't know. I'm a little torn here. This would definitely put us in blue pretty hard. But I'm not sure that white-blue is where we want to be. Actually, I like, you know what, I'm going to take Constricting Sliver. I like the way it plays. You know, somebody plays a big creature, you come back and lock it down. I don't like anything here a ton. Wall of Mulch, I think, is where we're going. Or Naturalize. Naturalize is pretty handy, especially since I let that Encrust go. I've seen this Sliver do amazing work. More in a red deck, like exactly. If you pair the Sliver with, say, Burning Anger, it's insane. I think I'm going to take Undergrowth Scavenger here and hope that, again, we can pick up Raise the Alarm or something like something that. Well, excuse me, Raise the Alarm. The tokens wouldn't count, but let's just try and get things into the graveyard. Yeah, this is tricky. I'm going to take the Research Assistant and keep that backup blue kind of going. We're not really heavy in green yet, and we can always make a switch, I think. It's the funny thing about these 4-man draft things. I mean, it's a good opportunity to learn about picking cards and get a feel for how the software works, but I always find that the signals are a little confusing. Tends to be stuff still hanging around that shouldn't be, like this Elvish Mystic I'm going to go ahead and take. I think what we're going to end up with here, if we can't get those Convokes, is some kind of, hopefully we'll pick up another one of these and maybe we'll look at some kind of mana ramp to get into some big green creatures. Be nice to see maybe some rare greens come along. But also with those bigs, I think this wall may actually be handy. We're going to try and stall out, play a longer game. I think that makes sense. And Wall of Mulch isn't bad because you can sacrifice it later. Once it's kind of worn out its usefulness, at least you can draw a card. Especially if you're trying to attack and it's not doing much to help you with that. And Plummet, I don't know. Is that a sideboard card or is that a main? What I like to do is kind of keep my creatures over here as I draft. Definitely don't want to exile all creatures from target player's graveyard. I'm gonna actually cut that because it hurts the Undergrowth Scavenger. That's fine. Whatever. Alright, so we're actually more, well, yeah, we're a little more green than white right now. Oh, okay, this is tricky, given what I've seen. And there's the Raise the Alarm we were waiting for, but we don't really have any Convoke yet. And what I'm looking at is a lot of good blue. Stormtide Leviathan's a crazy finisher, but this Insult Artifact, interesting. And Coral Barrier is great. And of course, to this point, I felt like blue was kind of open. Man, Lightning Strike. This is a great black card. I'm kind of wishing I had the white black at this point, but I think the best move we can do, man, either raise the alarm because it fits our colors. I'm not even looking at Hunter's Ambush because this is not great. Neither is Runeclaw Bear. I'm going to go ahead and take Stormtide Leviathan, take a risk. Like, that's a finisher if I ever saw it. Oh, and we could get into green-blue here. Of course, we'd be cutting white, and that's looking tricky now because Sanctified Charge is where you want to be with your small white creatures. So I think I'm going to have to make a decision, which is tricky. Now, if this was a regular, I'd be taking this just for the money. I don't know if this is worth anything, but 2 rares in this pack is kind of crazy. Surely the Avatar is kind of nice. Yeah, I think just because I've never done it. I mean, I know that I'm cutting a couple of decent cards there. I think I'm going to take blue here. Although there doesn't seem to be much. And then see if that green-blue doesn't wheel. Research Assistant, Stormtide Leviathan. Yeah, this is starting to look kind of okay. Illusory Angel would really kind of make it. Feel for Reality, there's another one. Not a big fan of the Boom Reaver Giant anyway, and Back to Nature is great, but I'm going to take Illusory Angel. Oh, and of course, just to tease me, here's all the white we were waiting for. Dauntless River Marshal especially. There's an Encrust, it's good. Dauntless River Marshal really is good. Like, maybe Splash White good. And then for Constricting Sliver, which is pretty slick. Yeah, it's nice, but that doesn't fit. I'm gonna keep going with the blue idea in my head. Let's see, Raise the Alarm came back. Again, this isn't great. Coral Barrier is great though. Stab Wound is still just sick. Gosh, if I had that Jorubai, I would take this too, and then Splash a Swamp just for those. I'm gonna take the Coral Barrier. That's handy for us. But I think we can take and negate, and I think that coast will come back around, because it's not really handy unless you're specifically green-blue. So there's our gap. Yeah, Back to Nature's nice, but I missed that earlier. Yeah, I'm stupid. There's that Triplicate Spirits we would have been waiting on. This is always strange, these 4 players, because a lot of this would be gone. It'd be a little more clear, I think. I don't think I can pass this. It's easily the best common. The Living Totem may even come back. We're gonna see where we end up. This is a jacked up draft, I can tell. No need to let me know it now. Sanctified Charge goes well with Triplicate Spirits. River Marshal might be coming back. I'll go ahead and take that. This may work out. Yeah, there's the Raise the Alarm I needed. So there's our green creature pile. Let's see. See where we are with this. Got 4 really good spells there. 3 good blue spells. Another Sanctified Charge. That's pretty sick, actually. I don't know if we need to. Let's see, 6 of it. I expect this to come back last pick just in case. Oppressive Raise would be handy. Probably plays nicely with the blue plan. Sanctified Charge, though. I'm going to go ahead and take this, because we want Sanctified Charge to pop up if we're going to play all those small 1/1s. And Selfless Cathar is the same way. Midnight Guard is fantastic. Could get a Runeclaw Bear in green or a Hunter's Ambush. I really don't see this card mattering. Go ahead and take the bear. Just in case. I don't know, the decision will be weird at the end, I think. And hopefully pack 3 will just help. Yeah, and there's the Yavimaya Coast I was hoping for, which is nice. Because it could help us, I don't know, splash blue or splash green, I guess. And here's some big weight, but I don't think we'll be able to ramp into both, especially because this doesn't have Convoke on it. So this is funny. So this is where in a real draft, I'm snapping up Liliana. Anyway, now I've got to decide. She's Skull. Obviously, Nightfire Giant we can't cut. We're not playing a mountain no matter what. But Razorfoot Griffin I think may come back, and Selfless Cathara I can stand to lose. I already have one. Obviously, Fugitive Wizard I'm not crazy about. Hydro Surge. The only blue I can see here is Paragon. For the sake of practice, I'm going to snap up Liliana because if this were a normal Swiss draft, you know, being kind of an amateur drafter, I would take Liliana for the money. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because it's good practice. I'm going to set her over here for a minute, but if I see some black that could work, I might go at it. Polymorphous Jest. That is just crazy. That's fantastic. We're definitely taking that. I'm seeing Welkin Turn. Yisan is incredible. This is weird. I don't know why all these rares are coming my way. Soulmender's not great. I don't have a Johnny's Pridemate. Frostlinks is incredible. Welkin Turn is good. I think I'm going to take Frostlinks. Even though I have a lot of 3-drops now. We really want to start working on our big stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Frostlinks is awesome. So I know Kite Fins is a flyer. That's interesting. But I think I'm going to go raise the alarm to go with my Sanctified charges. That's the thing. We'll have plenty of little 1/1s running around. And of course we have Triplicate Spirits. Go ahead and drop these in. That actually makes our curve look a little bit better. Okay. So the Paragon came back, which is nice. Nothing else in blue really interests me. Selfless Cathar is okay, so the Razorfoot Griffin's missing. I think Paragon is good here. We can give flying to, say, the Frostlinks maybe. I don't know. The Stormtide Leviathan, who's going to have Island Walk anyway. And all lands are islands, so he gets through no matter what. But I think what's good here is we're going to get +1/+1 on these 2 Coral Barriers. That gives us 2 2/2 squids, which is nice. And he fits our curve nicely. At this point, we're at 13 creatures, so I'm thinking, because like this Into the Void looks good. That's a really powerful card, but Imp and Pathmage is pretty good too. I think here I'm not scared to try and get Heliod's Pilgrim on the tail end of this, or actually maybe even Tyrant's Machine would be good for the evasion. So I'm going to go ahead and take Into the Void. Yeah, and this is what I thought. Yisan Wield, which doesn't really surprise me. What I wonder is how much he could help us get out. I mean, Selfless Cathar is either going to be in the deck somewhere hiding out, or we'll have already casted him by the time we hit 3 mana for him. Tough call. I mean, Soulmender's not great. Tireless Missionaries, Titanic Growth, we're not really into if we're not going to play these green cards. So I'm going to go ahead and take Yisan. At least somebody else doesn't have him, I think. Could be an okay hate pick. Here again, no great white cards. This is okay, but I think it'll come back again. I actually like this because we're gonna have so many tiny things that we can convoke with. This guy will really end up here. Most of the time anyway, much less. Yeah, here, I don't know. Shaman of Spring is alright. I think maybe 2 Selfless Cathars is going to be the way to go. There's Heliod's Pilgrim as expected. We don't really have any auras to use that with, though, because the only one I have is Marked by Honor. So pulling 2 of those would be a little weird. Except maybe Encrust. I could pull Encrust out. That would probably be handy. I mean, a free shot at picking Encrust out of my deck. Give me a chance to lock something down that's bothering me. Here I just don't know. I don't think any of these is going to play at this point. I'll take this guy just in case I have to move it to green, honestly, because I think he's better than the creatures in white. And there's Capsho Kite Fins. Go ahead and throw that in there. I mean, 3/3 flying and it taps down something is nice. Might make right his goofy card. Hydro Surge, we're not playing. Blood Host. I don't know if anybody took black, to be honest. Alright, so here's where we find out where I'm really unskilled, which is I'm going to have to make cuts and shore up my deck, which is going to be interesting. Yeah, it looks like we're not really going to play Liliana. Now, Sanctified Charge needs to be in there. That's the whole point with these 2 Raise the Alarms and the Triplicate Spirits, is to get them all out and add, +2/+1. So actually right now we're pretty good with what we have, but I think we've got a little too many big drops, and I've got a couple of blue spells I need to get involved here. Boonweaver Giant again can pull an aura, but the only one he can pull and attach to himself is going to be Marked by Honor, so I don't think he's that great. Which leaves an interesting question with Stormtide Leviathan. So I actually think I want to be mostly blue here. Again, Willforge Golem's going to go there because I'll probably get him out closer to that turn. I think we really want Into the Void. That's a great way to get around some stuff. We need Encrust. Polymorphous Jest is a great way to turn a whole team into 1/1s. Get the kill there. We can go a little short on creatures. We're at 16. I would say 14 is okay because he's Raised the Alarm, Triplicate Spirits. It's not counting as creatures per se. I would take out Constricting Sliver. I think he's just heavy and maybe not really what I'm trying to do. They're very expensive. And I really think I'd rather play Jace's Ingenuity and Capsho Kite Fins. That'll speed my deck up a little. It's actually a 5-drop. So what we're trying to do here, I think, is race out the smalls, pump them up, be aggressive about it, use these barriers to play defense. I don't know, this may be too many Heliod's Pilgrims, to be honest. I think we're too heavy on the 3 drops. We need a 4 here. I don't see anything that's great. I don't like it. I only really have 2 Convokes. What I really want to do here is take a look at what blue-green would look like. I'll take these guys all out for a minute. Or maybe white, green, I don't really know. Well, I'm a little confused because I didn't draft this right, and I feel like I know that. Undergrowth, Yisan would have to go. Kind of round that out. Yeah, I don't think I really like the way that looks because I didn't grab the Titanic Growth. I didn't get like Hunt the Weak, for example. Yeah, I think we can go with this. So we have that big gap in the middle, and I'm noticing it right here. But if I pull out Heliod's Pilgrim, the only thing I can add is bigger. It goes in this slot. At 24 right now, I need to cut one. Actually, well, I might be okay with this. Got a lot of extra creature creation there. A lot of chance to convoke enemies. I make a classic mistake here, and I'm going to let everyone correct me. I'm going to play 24 cards. I don't know if 8 and 8 is correct. We got some doubles. I'm going to go 9-7 in blue because these double blues, which I'll want to use at the right times, and I definitely want to get to them. Alright, we'll see how that goes. I don't know.